Hey there, amazing listeners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Transform Yourself, the podcast that is all about empowering you to shed those stubborn pounds and embrace your best selves. We are your hosts, Kacy and Tyler. We have lost a collective 130 pounds, and we use the 4 M's of fitness: mind shift, meal shift, micro habits, and muscle building to create attainable and sustainable weight loss. So whether you're a fitness enthusiast, a beginner, or maybe you're curious about making positive changes, Transform Yourself is your go-to source for inspiration, information, and a good dose of motivation. And today we're trying something very different. We are recording our podcast in a different room in our house. It might sound a little bit different.
It's our studio. So says the neon light.
Right. If you could call it that. I'm going to try to take some clips from this and put them on YouTube and see how that goes.
Yeah.
I am wearing my Ric Flair and Randy Savage shirt right now because it is Memorial Day weekend and it's my only shirt that has an American flag on it. And so I thought it was appropriate.
That's a hell of a shirt to be your only American flag shirt.
I also thought it was appropriate because it's, you have dreams of being a wrestler, Tyler.
I do.
And I don't want to dash those dreams. I'm here to support you.
Yep. You'll see me in Backyard Wrestling Volume 18.
Sounds great. I'm excited.
That's a joke. That's not a thing.
I'll subscribe. Subscribed.
Yeah. I think at 42 getting into wrestling, I think I might not.
You think your wrestling days are over?
I think that ship has sailed.
I don't know. Don't give up on your dreams, babe.
Well,
today's podcast, we are talking about summer and weight loss and real life and how to stay on track without missing out. Today, we are talking about a season that is equal parts magical and messy. Summer.
Yep.
You know the vibes, right? Ice cream dates, girls' night on the patio, beach trips, swimsuits, poolside cocktails, barbecues every other weekend. And
that sounds awesome. Poolside cocktails, girls' night, woo! Like that sounds pretty freaking great.
Yeah. You want to go to girls' night?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
My life is a girls' night. It was last night. It was movie night.
Yeah, your life is a girls' night. We even have a girl dog.
Yes, everything.
So, yeah, for many women, summer brings a lot of excitement, but it also brings a ton of triggers when it comes to weight loss, body image, consistency, self-trust. So we're going to break down the reasons that summer can throw off your progress. We're going to talk about how to stay consistent when life gets unstructured, strategies to still enjoy summer while you're moving towards your goals, and how to reset quickly after a so-called fun weekend without guilt and without having to start all the way from square one. So why does summer feel hard for fat loss?
Because it's unstructured.
I mean, yes. I just recently met with a client of mine who is a school teacher, and she met me in a Zoom, and she talked about the idea that she had fear that summer was going to undo her progress.
Well, yeah, I could absolutely understand that, because for 50% of our country, I don't know what the actual statistic is, but like that massive number of people this week is having their schedule flipped on its head.
Yes, this is true because work, right? Like because many people are out of work. And
well, I'm not even like your kids are going to be home. There's vacation. The summer's starting. There's a million things
that are shifting people's schedules.
Yes, that are all shifting people's schedules.
Everybody's out of routine.
Everyone's out of routine, and it's not going to really get back into like a real routine for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
But I had to explain to my client in our Zoom that this was really a mind shift thing more than it was the other 3 M's.
Yeah.
Yes, it does have to do with meal shift, micro habits, muscle building, that kind of thing too. But that was really a mind shift thing, and the idea that she 100% could stay on plan, and she 100% does have it in her, but it's all about how we have to kind of create our new identity of which we tell ourselves, well, my new identity means that I still prioritize X, Y, and Z habits, whatever those habits are.
Yeah.
So whether that be her walking that she does, I know she goes to a gym now. Around the 4:00 time, she still talked about how she was going to continue doing that. We made a plan. We got crystal clear with that plan. And by the time she got off the Zoom, she felt much better. But I'm not sure. I know that this client could have 100% made that plan without me. I think
people just need a little pat on the butt, right?
I think it was a mind shift thing where she had to convince herself that she was capable of moving herself through another season of summer as a school teacher without sabotaging her goal.
Is this a school teacher or a school teacher mom?
School teacher.
So she has no children.
She teaches, she has older children, like out of the house children.
Okay. So inconsequential children for your daily schedule.
For her daily schedule, yes. But
I mean, okay. I mean, like, I don't want to be a jerk here, but
like, what? Go ahead,
I would imagine, I mean, I can imagine going from the amount of hours and work that teachers put in to not is a drastic shift.
I mean, I was a school teacher. I did that for 20 years.
Yeah, but you have all the time, like, for 2 months, you have like a ton of time. Like, I don't understand. Maybe I just don't get it.
Maybe. Okay. So let's think about it. If we're going from a very routine schedule to a very lax schedule, then you may feel bored, right? And boredom eating is a thing, right? We get bored. We're searching for food. Or in her case, her gym happened to be in town where she lives, kind of in a more rural area.
Okay.
And therefore she would be tempted by all the places that she used to stop at for treats that I had to explain to her. But okay, when's the last time you stopped at these places for a treat? So, okay, so that means you are not that person anymore because you don't do that. And your new you still doesn't do that. And that's kind of where the conversation got started, is through identity and how we have to really think about ourselves as a whole new leveled up version of ourselves. So yeah, like routines fall apart. There's maybe more food temptations, especially if you're going to barbecues, right? Or parties, poolside margaritas, those kind of things, right? Comparisons ramp up. That is a big deal in the summer because you're going to the pool. Like, I'm going to the pool with my kids, right? You're seeing more skin. You're seeing more people in swimsuits, right? There's more swimsuit photos posted on Instagram. So, I mean, that's part of the problem. And more travel, right? Vacations, less control over your meals when you're traveling, which there might be fewer workouts because of that, and fewer boundaries, because summer for some people might feel like a free pass. Summer for some people might feel like a weekend. Most people have trouble staying on plan because they stay on plan Monday through Thursday.
And then Friday,
Saturday, Sunday feel like a free day.
Yeah.
And they get off plan and then they tell themselves, oh, I'll start again on Monday. And that is a huge problem.
When you basically effed off almost half of the time.
Right. So summer to some might feel like an entire weekend, like one long weekend. And we just have to change our mindset around what summer is. So you have to create structure without going extreme, right? So what most women try to do is one of two things. They're going to, one, let it all go, meaning that's it. I'll start over in the fall. I'll just
screw it.
I'm done.
I'm just going to eat nothing but Jimmy John's and Papa John's all summer long.
All the Johns.
Just all the Johns.
Or maybe it's summer and you're like, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to do some serious strict dieting. I'm not going to give myself any treats. I'm going to skip out on all the fun. Y'all,
they could be miserable too.
Right? That sounds, both of those options sound miserable.
And also be honest, like in 2 months, you can just begin to see a change in 2 months.
Absolutely.
So
you can make a huge change in 2 months.
No, I understand you can see a change, but you're not going to go from being 100 pounds overweight to having washboard abs, which is kind of like the thought that we all tell ourselves.
I mean, yeah, you may not. If you're 100 pounds overweight,
even
then
if
you are probably
overweight,
not going to see washboard abs in 2 months.
I mean, 30 pounds is a lot to lose in the summer.
But you can absolutely lose 5 to 10 pounds during a 2-month period.
Absolutely.
During the summer. And that is enough to be noticeable. That is enough to change the way you feel in your swimsuit or in your shorts or in anything for that matter. So neither of those choices work. Neither of those choices is balance. Those, it's either burnout or binging. So instead, I want you to think about it as seasonal structure, not rigid rules.
Seasonal structure. Okay.
Yeah, think of it as like come up with a strategy. So
like an alternate schedule, basically?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
3 quick mindset shifts that you might have before summer begins or before your vacation begins. Summer is not a free-for-all. It's just a different season with new opportunities. Number 2, flexibility does not equal failure. You can adapt without abandoning. And number 3, discipline does not mean missing out. It means choosing what matters most. So if you end up going to an event or a vacation, whatever it is, barbecue, decide what matters to you most. And if a glass of wine matters to you most, great, have a glass of wine. But don't have the glass of wine and a cookie and a piece of cheesecake and 3 helpings of the mashed potatoes, right? Like, let's reel it back. Let's decide of all of those things I listed, what does matter to you most? Okay, so maybe it is the wine. Great, have the glass of wine. I didn't say have the bottle of wine. I said have the glass of wine. Pick what matters to you most, savor it, and be mindful of portion sizes while you do. So, practical summer fat loss tips for summer survival. Here we go. Number 1, anchor your week with non-negotiables. So set 2 or 3 non-negotiables that you're going to do every single week. And that can even be during vacation weeks, y'all.
Like what?
Water. Guess what? Water is going to be where you're going. Water. I'm going to Costa Rica in like 14 days. They will have water. Now, will I drink
I wouldn't drink their water.
I will drink bottled water, not their water. But they will have water there available, right? It doesn't matter where you're going. If you're going to Florida, there's water. If you're going to Europe, there's water. So you can still keep water as a non-negotiable. Yeah. I bet you're taking your feet with you on vacation.
Most people tend to take their feet where they go.
I mean, right? So walking is a non-negotiable always. Walking should, every time you go anywhere, walking should be the non-negotiable. That's your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. We should all be getting in our steps and drinking our water. Those are 2 things I think that are underrated and should be in your daily identity anyways, no matter if it's summer, school time, vacation, or not. It doesn't matter.
Those are 2 things that you could do
anywhere, anytime.
It's really actually difficult to think when you couldn't, because like traveling in an airport, you can absolutely, other than, I don't know, drinking the water is a little bit iffy because then you might end up on a long flight and then got to pee and then got to pee in the box.
This is true.
But like I've walked in the airport. I've walked laps around an airport just because I get tired of sitting.
Yes. Also true. Yeah. Sitting in an airport is miserable. Yeah. I would much rather.
You'd much rather be walking around.
Take my kids and go play on that people mover thing. While they play on it, I'm kind of walking beside them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 2, travel smart without tracking everything. Use the balance your plate method, or use the method of prioritizing protein and volume eating. That's the first 2 pillars of meal shift. So balance your plate method. That could be think of your plate as, a circle, clearly. And then you want to have half of it filled with vegetables. You want to have a quarter of it filled with protein.
Boo.
And then you want to have another quarter of it filled with your carbs. And we want it to be complex carbs over simple carbs. And what I mean by that is things like sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, not Snickers.
Yeah, I mean, yes. That is, yes.
Honey, you barely touched your Snickers today. Just let me heap some more.
So balancing your plate is a great way. If you're at a barbecue, prioritize that protein. Stack that protein on your plate first. Don't stack the mashed potatoes on your plate and then the meat on top of that.
Yeah,
Stack the protein and the vegetables on your plate first. Then you're going to be like, oh, I don't have much room left. Yes. Well, that's a good thing. We want to keep a quarter of your plate for the other things.
Yeah. I would argue that actually eating at a party in the summertime probably is an easier time to eat healthy because the options are there. Because in the summertime, it's going to be grilled meats.
This is true.
Stuff like that. Obviously, there's tons of garbage still there, but you compare that to like a Christmas type dinner.
This is true.
Where it's going to be stuffing. Like casseroles or stuffing. It's going to be all these other things that you can't just, or it's less available, where it's just like, oh, let me just have a burger patty.
Yep.
Let me just have some chicken.
Totally. What we grilled yesterday, you grilled some steaks and some sausage, and we even threw on some low-calorie chicken sausage and kebabs. I made kebabs with mushrooms and bell peppers and what else was on those kebabs? They were so good.
Red onion, yellow bell pepper, red bell pepper, zucchini, squash.
Yellow squash. That was so good.
Is there other color squash?
Just green and yellow. I don't know of any other color. Okay. I mean, there's you have your acorn squash and your spaghetti squash.
Get out of here with all that squash talk.
All right. Number 3, handle your social events with strategy, not with stress. I don't want you to be so stressed out that you don't go and you miss out on social events. Like, we should for sure be going to social events. Just make sure that you don't. What I don't want you doing is I don't want you skipping meals that day before you go to a social event thinking, I'm going to save all my calories for that social event. And then what happens?
You're going to go buck wild.
You're going to binge.
You're going to eat. Like if you bucket 1,000 calories. I mean, I'm trying to think like what would be reasonable to think.
A reasonable amount of calories that somebody might miss out on is like 500 calories before they go, right? But then they're going to be extra hungry. They're going to be hangry by the time they get there.
But then you've also put yourself in a mindset where you've justified overeating.
Yes.
And you're not going to measure it. You're not.
I mean, it's true.
You're going to eat like 4 things of mac and cheese, which that's 500. That's probably more than 500 calories right there.
Oh, without a doubt.
And then you're going to put all the other stuff, and then a couple barley pops.
Maybe somebody's pie.
Maybe some wine or cake or ice cream. And I think what's actually bad about that is you walk in with the mindset of like, I'm going to eat my butt off today.
You used to have that mindset.
It's hard not to because it's a fun mindset to be in.
You like that mindset?
It's kind of like... I
remember the old you had that mindset a lot.
Don't you think like that's how Kobayashi feels going into a hot dog eating contest? Like he's got to go in with like a mindset to dominate.
I mean, that's his job though. He's a professional hot dog eater.
Yeah. Well, a boy can dream.
Is that your next job?
I just don't like hot dogs that much.
Okay.
Like I like me a glizzy, but I don't know if I would want to eat 80 in a sitting. Dunked in water.
Another thing you can do is you can make sure, like if you're going to a barbecue, bring a dish with you, people. Like go to the grocery store, get some cucumber, tomatoes, red onion, and light Italian dressing or light Greek or whatever. Throw it all together. Maybe put some reduced fat feta in there. Bam, salad. And that salad is insanely low calorie, high volume. I mean, you can pile that on your plate and fill your tummy. And and then you already know that there's going to be something there that aligns with your goals.
You could easily do at a backyard barbecue where they're serving burgers. easily do a burger bowl where you put a base of lettuce. I mean, that's all it is. You just add way more toppings. And then you cut the burger up into pieces and you mix it on with like a little bit of mustard and ketchup and you call it a day.
And it depends on whose house you're going
of course
to.
It does, yeah.
But I have brought my own low-calorie buns to like sister-in-law's house before.
You...
Like, no, nobody cares.
Okay, it's kind of like been a thing. Like, way before all of this. Like, that was like an OG move of yours.
I would bring my own buns,
because there was also a long time you didn't eat beef. So if we went and had to a barbecue where there was burgers being served,
I would bring chicken.
You would bring chicken and ask them to cook the chicken.
Yes.
Or bring something pre-cooked.
Yes.
Like that was.
Yes.
That was normal.
Yeah. It's been a thing of mine forever.
For a very long time. In fact, it hasn't been in a while. Now that I don't know. You still show up with stuff I think you want to eat.
Yeah. I mean, I still show up with, we just went to a, little, I guess, pool party barbecue at Nick and Liz's house. And we brought a cooler full of all the drinks we wanted to drink, right?
Because, we definitely still do that. I mean,
they are so sweet and have everything I could possibly want as well.
Yeah,
they have seltzer waters, but...
I want a no alcohol beer. And sometimes they actually do have them.
That's right.
Sometimes he'll stop and he'll get something just so I'll have it, which is like super thoughtful.
It is.
But I don't expect people to do that.
Right.
So I'll bring
bring things that align with your goals. That's what we're trying to say. And build movement into the fun. So go on a family walk after you have like a family meal. Go bike riding with the kids.
If you go out and have dinner, there's so many places that have like shopping around it. Like go window shopping.
Right.
Let that be. Then it doesn't feel like it's exercise.
I like it. If you go to the beach, bring a Frisbee.
There you go. Bring a Frisbee. You know what? If you go to the mall, bring a Frisbee. We should just bring Frisbees more often.
Frisbees to the mall? That's weird. Can you imagine playing Frisbee in the mall?
Why not? The America I live in, you can play Frisbee wherever I damn well please.
All right. I'll let you. I don't know who you're going to play it with. It's not going to be me.
Well, the International Frisbee Open, I guess. I don't know.
At the Mall of America.
Sometimes these random little things that go in don't make any sense.
And let's just say you have a off weekend or an off day. It's going to happen, right? It happens whether it's the summer or not. But if it happens, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to punish yourself. Don't punish yourself by going to the gym the next day and getting on some crazy cardio machine for like an hour and a half. Don't do that. Don't over restrict yourself on Monday and say, oh, I'm just going to not eat breakfast the next day because I ate too much the day before. Don't do that. What I want you to do is I want you to get up that next morning. I want you to hydrate with water. Start your day off right. Maybe get a quick walk in, maybe just even a 10-minute walk in, and then eat a protein-packed breakfast and reflect. What I want you to do is I want you to reflect, because when we reflect on the moments that we maybe fall off the path or off the plan, that's when we can gather the data or the preceding triggers that made that happen, that made the spiral happen. Mm-hmm. Investigate. Become your own investigator. Women, y'all are already good investigators. I mean, tell me that you haven't had a girlfriend with some dude cheat on her and y'all found everything. And I know women are good investigators. I'm a great investigator, just FYI.
Okay.
And I want you to use that same energy to investigate yourself. Investigate your why. Investigate what happened. And so if you fall off plan, go back, reflect, and investigate. Ask yourself what kind of emotions you were feeling. Why were you feeling those emotions? What caused that? Could there have been something you could have done to push the pause button before you spiraled? So those are the things that I want you to reflect on so that you can learn from it.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't repeat itself.
But by and large, because what you tell me, what I hear you tell other people, is the day after, just get back on track.
That's right.
Why dwell?
It's in the past. You can't change that.
You can't change it. Yeah, you're not going to just wish the calories away or wish the whatever.
That'd be nice. I wouldn't have a job if you could do that.
Yeah.
So, summer does not have to be a setback. You can enjoy the beach, the barbecues, the late nights, the s'mores without sabotaging your fat loss journey. It just requires intention. It requires structure. It requires self-respect. Let summer be a season where you practice balance, but also with boundaries. And let this summer be the summer that you didn't have to start over. Let it be that. I want you to really think about it. Let this summer be the summer that you're like, you know what? This is the first time I didn't have to start over because I kept habits in place and I kept the right mind shift.
Yeah, I really think that summer could be a time to really redouble your efforts and really grind them into stone.
Absolutely.
Obviously, like I get it, like travel, like that makes it difficult, but you're never not going to do that.
Right.
That's going to have to be part of the plan forever. So why pretend that summertime is not part of that?
Right. I hope this episode gave you some awesome aha moments for your summer plan. Pick some non-negotiables for yourself. Use the balance your plate rule. Go have fun. Get in movement. Make a plan for yourself. And if you want to, grab my 3-step meal prep guide. It will help you take the guesswork out of eating all summer long. It is a macro balanced cookbook with awesome, delicious meals that you can batch prep, even when your kids are home and chaos is high. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Transform Yourself. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a review and share the love. Until next time, keep shining, keep smiling, and keep transforming yourself.
Adios.